So hello, today I'm having a run through with my bridal photographer at the venue. So I thought I would show you what I'm planning on, what I haven't totally 100% decided on as my bridal makeup. So I'm going to start with my Select SPF 15 foundation from MAC, and this is an NC42, and I'm going to mix it with a bit of strobe cream. So take a pea-sized amount on the back of your hand or in a mixing tray of that. There you go, the tiniest blurb. Don't need a lot, but I want to just add a nice glow all over and under the foundation. And then take some foundation and just pour it on top. I think probably 3 or 4 generous drops like that should be enough. So now mix that together on the back of your hand with your finger or a spatula, and it blends quite easily. Just sort of merge the two in. And the reason I like to put foundation on the back of my hand as well is just to warm it up a bit so that it goes on the face nice and easy. All I've done to my face is I have cleansed and toned it, and I have put on some moisturiser, and then on top of that a Factor 30 sunblock, because don't forget, your wedding day you might be standing around, depending where you are, in the sun for up to an hour having photographs, so you really do need to use a good sunblock. Now the foundation is ready, on the back of my hand like this. Just take a blending wedge and begin in the centre of the face. And just, it's dabbing motions rather than sweeping motions. And we're going to pop this all over the face. This is a lovely foundation because it's kind of orangey, and so it sort of counteracts any redness or darkness that I might have on my face. So that's just going on really easily because it's warmed up. Under the eye, get really under the eye. Spend a lot of time on your foundation, and it's worth it because it will stay. There we go. It's going on really well. There we go. All around the eyes, over the lips, like this. Go up onto the forehead. Make sure you go right up into the hairline. At this point I will probably be in curlers. And into the hairline, slightly up to the earlobe, and down the neck is where you want to go. Depending on what dress you're wearing. So, now take a little look at it and sort of see if you need any extra coverage. I think I need a bit more here, and possibly here. Looking at it, maybe a bit more just around the nose. So then take a smaller brush, something like this, so quite small, that way, and take your foundation, just dab a bit on, and just go over those areas, around the nose, in anywhere that's quite difficult to get to with the sponge, and blend it out nicely and evenly. That way you probably won't need any concealer. I don't think I'm going to use any. There we go. And take your blending wedge, just stipple over the top like that. It's a lot better on that side now. So I think that's the foundation done. Do use a concealer if you need to, or a colour correcting concealer. The next thing I'm going to do is take a huge fluffy brush, like this one, very big fluffy brush, and I'm going to use some setting powder. Translucent powder or a coloured powder is great. I'm using this one by Afterglow, and it's their setting powder with aloe vera, which acts as a blotting sheet as well. And just start at the top of the face, move that hair away, and gently dust downwards, sweeping it downwards over the face, like this. And that really does set your foundation. This powder's wonderful. And then I would say all you would need throughout the day is maybe some of those translucent blotting sheets that you can get from our Body Shop. Elf do some shine eraser sheets as well. They're really good and so handy and slim to keep in your bag or with a bridesmaid or even your husband-to-be. Now that's done, just take your blending wedge and take a clean side, and we're just going to press the powder into the face, and this really gets it to stay. This is going to be quite a long video, I think. There's no point rushing it really, is there? So I might chop it up into segments about your base, your eyeshadow. So if I have done that, I haven't quite decided, I might just stick it all up as one massive file and see how that goes, and having lots of different ones. There we go. So I'm just pushing that in, and that's sort of pressing the powder in. You can use a powder puff if you want to, but this is just a great way, and I learnt this at the theatre I was doing makeup for, because obviously it's really important that the makeup doesn't slide off the dancers and the performers because they get quite sweaty. So I think if it works for the theatre, it's going to work for us as well. There we go. Just push that in with the sponge all over the face and down the neck. Now an alternative to pressing the powder in is using a kabuki brush and really buffing. That has the same effect. It really buffs it into the skin and gets it to sit where you need it. And it also means that your face doesn't look too powdery either, which you don't want to be nice and natural. It keeps the makeup light and natural looking, which is what we all want, I think. So that's it for your foundation and setting your foundation, and now I'm going to move on to beginning the eyes.